Welcome back to the Express at the Fort Wine Company in Fort Langley. You know, it's not just specialty winemakers out this way, but also specialty coaches. Langley is home to complex hockey training. It's a program for players who want to move from the sidelines to center ice.
It's cutting-edge training usually reserved for the pros.
Come this way.
One player at a time, Paul Winters is helping to rear the next generation of hockey heroes.
Ready? Let go of the bar. When I had started coaching about 5 or 6 years ago, I didn't realize that I was going to get as much fulfillment out of it that I actually did or do. You're going to feed the pass, it's going to come back. And there's a tremendous amount of satisfaction in training those young kids. And it's not really just about sport or hockey. It's life skills too, right? It's teamwork. It's motivation, it's drive, it's determination.
All things he relied on when starting this training facility.
In early April, we were here pretty much from 8 in the morning, and we left here at midnight a lot of nights. And that was building this particular structure with the stations and the way it is. We put our life into it for 3.5 months. Not to mention it's a family business too, right? So it was straining. We gave up family holidays and the annual trip to Oregon and camping and everything else. I want you to go bottom right.
Hockey runs in his veins. He's been involved in one form or another for more than 30 years.
I went and played through the minor hockey system of Oshawa and then into their Junior B, what they called Junior B back then.
He would go on to play Division I NCAA hockey at Cornell University. And the elite level training he likely saw is now available for those lacing up for the first time.
There's 4 main stations. We have power slides, which is there to create some muscle memory, toning. There's a mini rink right behind me here with synthetic ice, in which case they can actually skate on that. Right in behind the mini rink is what we call the shooting lane, just working on the technique of a shot.
And the centerpiece is this state-of-the-art treadmill, one of the only ones in the province.
It will lengthen the stride and drop the heart rate. They save energy.
He says this type of focused one-on-one attention is hard to come by in the junior system.
In most cases, you're developing skills as a group or you're developing systems as a team. For instance, you're working on your forecheck. Got her? And then you roll your wrist. But it's those finer details of the game, the individual skill that make up the team.
And also leads to individual growth.
Last year we were playing like A3 and now we're playing AAA.
It would be a tremendous amount of satisfaction in knowing that we had a significant impact on that then child's life and helped prepare them as best we could for what's coming down the road.
And he's hoping for some that will be hockey's holy grail. In Langley, I'm Peter Kim for The Express.
To enroll your soon-to-be hockey star, you can go to complexhockeytraining.com. You know, Langley's famous for many things: great wineries, fabulous community, beautiful scenery, and also the Canadian Museum of Flight.
This guy got a wheel, ailerons. He doesn't have ailerons. He's 2 little levers on each side, and he bends the wingtips, plus he's got to move his weight.
Aviation fanatics don't have to go too far to get their fix. Here in Langley, the Canadian Museum of Flight is home to some of the country's most celebrated aircrafts.
This museum is a showcase of Canadian aviation history, and it shows the role of how aircraft and aviation development impacted Canada. Canada's a huge country. The only time Canada finally got a complete map of the country was in 1948, only due to aviation by aircraft.
Matt, who was once a pilot himself and has been at the museum for 15 years, gave us a tour of the top attractions.
Now, if you look up, that's where the pilot sits. Right. And you got 1 machine gun for protection. The top attractions I'd show people who come here would be, number 1 would be the Handley Page. Handley Page is a company. Hamden is the name of a bomber. It's a twin-engine bomber over here, designed back in the late 30s, World War II bomber built in Canada. That is the only Handley Page Hampton bomber on display in the world. Right behind me is the Snowbird. This is a Tudor jet designed and built in Canada by Canada Air. This is the airplane that the Snowbirds fly. They've been flying it for almost like forever. The airplane was built in 65, 60s. They're slow going, strong.
How fast does this go?
This goes about 500 knots. 500 knots is over 500 miles per hour.
If the snowbird looks familiar, it's commonly used in the Abbotsford Air Show. The museum is home to mostly original aircrafts, and it also serves as a venue for plane restoration. And the biggest aircraft on the lot would have to be the DC-3, Canada's first commercial airliner.
Oh, cool.
But this is where the berths would be. Okay, the bunks would be up here.
And most exclusive to this museum wasn't just another plane, but a special piece of one.
Window right there. That's that window. Unique thing in Canadian aviation history, in the evolution of Canadian technology, is we have a part of the famous or infamous CF-105 Avro Aero jet fighter. And it's a window section of one of the jet fighters. Interesting because Canada at that point in time was top-notch in aviation technology.
The Canadian Museum of Flight is not just fascinating to those in the aviation industry. It's an experience good for anyone interested in how Canada got its wings. In Langley, I'm Melanie Pineda for The Express.
You know what? 80% of the airplanes at the museum are originals. You're watching our Langley Special, and we've got more originals coming up. After the break,
You see how lovely and white that is?
the Fort Wine Company's flagship wine.
And excellent with everything you put lemon on.
Oh yeah. The new look for the #1 highway.
It's really great to be part of something that's really going to give people transportation choices.
The Express. This is your local voice.
When you wish.
When you wish for something wonderful to happen.
Sometimes it can make you forget.
About the needles and the pain.
And get through this thing.
Forget about being stuck inside.
Laugh with my family.
Go somewhere really amazing and get through this thing.
The Children's Wish Foundation of Canada. Imagine the difference a wish can make.
Coast is clear. Okay. Shh. It's his turn. I know. Come on. Come bring it. Don't be a chicken. Go. Perfect. Come on. Bring it. Don't be a chicken. Bring it. Do it, man. Do it. Bring it. Go. Go on. Fuck this thing, yeah. Bring it.
Welcome back to the Express at the Fort Wine Company in Fort Langley. So we saw how the cranberry wine is made. Now it's time to see how it tastes.
try it.
Yes, okay.
So, since we're talking cranberries today, I wanted to show you the diversity. First off, we take our immature berries and we make a wine called the Ghost of the Bogs. And you see how lovely and white that is? Sort of
beautiful.
Sauvignon Blanc in its appearance. It hasn't had a chance to develop all the cranberry taste.
And so what will it taste like?
Dry, sort of grape-like, and excellent with everything you put lemon on.
Oh yeah. And it's nice and light too though, hey?
It is. A
Easy
very
drinking?
friendly wine.
Okay, beautiful.
Now, here's something that's a bit rosé. This time we've taken the full-term red cranberries. We call it the Mighty Fraser. And not only does it go exceptionally well with turkey dinner, but a little drop of gin or vodka makes tremendous prantinis.
Oh my goodness. That's nice, but it's quite tart, so you definitely have to be prepared for the cranberry in that.
So we have a zero dry, we have an off dry, and now we have something saucy. This is our fortified cranberry dessert wine, a bit like a sherry. So now we've moved the sweetness up. We're in the 6 range here, so it won't fight with dessert. See how nice that would be?
Oh, that's lovely.
Great finish to the day. Maybe just kind of kick back on the patio with a few crackers.
Sure.
And along with it, we have some cranberry wine jelly.
Oh wow.
Or for Thanksgiving, we have cranberry chutney.
Do you love how I just went right with the wine? It's not just cranberry wines at the Fort Wine Company. They currently produce 11 different wines, and you can find out more information at the website. And we've talked lots about the community of Langley and Fort Langley today on the show. And now it's time to look to the future. We're heading out on the highway to the #1.
If you've driven on the number 1 highway recently, you've no doubt had a glimpse of the Highway 1 Improvement Project.
Since 2003, when we started developing this project, and then well into 2006 and 7 when we undertook significant public consultation, we've really heard that there's a strong desire for this project to proceed. A lot of people have been saying, you know, when's it going to be over? And we're looking forward to completion of the entire project by 2013.
And one municipality that really stands to benefit is Langley.
A third of the traffic that's between 200th Street and 152nd is actually just going between Surrey and Langley. So even if you're not crossing the bridge, there will be significant benefits for people in Langley who are just going, you know, to and from Surrey, for example.
The twinning of the Portman Bridge is a huge part of this project, which is not just about making life easier for drivers. Sustainability is also a consideration.
One of the key goals that we had is really to improve transportation choice and to make things like carpooling and transit usage a viable alternative on this route. We haven't had transit service across the Portman Bridge for 20 years because it's just simply so congested. So part of the improvements that we're developing as part of the Portman Highway 1 project is, first of all, we're extending the HOV lanes all the way to Langley in both directions. Right now, people are probably aware that the westbound HOV lane starts after the bridge, so there really is no, congestion incentive for people in Surrey and Langley to be carpooling. And by extending that out to Langley, we'll make carpooling a viable alternative to the single occupant vehicle. This is the new access off of 86th Street.
And as the work proceeds day by day, Pam is enjoying her involvement with such a significant transportation project.
Well, it's always great to be involved in something that's going to have such a significant positive impact on people's daily lives. We're talking at up to 14 hours of congestion on the Portman Bridge and the related congestion on Highway 1. And so it's really great to be part of something that's really going to give people transportation choices, alternatives, and help to make their daily commute more reliable and less frustrating.
I'm Kendall Harris in Langley for the Express.
There are webcams posted all along the highway. So if you go to drivebc.ca and follow the links to the number 1, you can get live road and traffic conditions. And it's pretty awesome because, there's lots happening in the communities of Fort Langley and Langley, and that's where we're shining our Express spotlight. Fill your evening with tales of love, mysterious burials, and old-school amputations. Be prepared for an eerie night of spook chills and fascinating tales. This event, though, is best suited for an adult audience. Whether you're a beginner beater, an expert silversmith, or just interested in joining in the festivities, there's going to be something for every accessory fanatic at the Fraser Valley Bead Show. Experience the diversity of culture through crafts, mehndi, international cuisine, and some of the best Bollywood dance videos. You can also spend an hour with an award-winning photojournalist and visualize his journey through India. And perhaps the tastiest event of all, it's the Fort Langley Cranberry Festival happening this Saturday, October the 9th, here at the Fort Wine Company. Now that's it for today's Express, focused on the communities of Fort Langley and Langley. I'm Johanna Warden on behalf of all of us on the show. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you join us next time. And in the meantime, here's a look at the local art scene.